and I turned around the corner, and there around the corner, there was this thing, and it was like 25 feet high, and I swear it was the color of human flesh. And I'm looking at it, and my brain goes, oh my gosh, it's naked. It was so funny.
I can't believe you saw my mom.
Anyways, welcome to the second episode of the Rural Juror Brewery Tour. I'm Jay.
I'm Seth. Here as always.
And today we're going to be looking at IPAs, specifically juicy, hazy IPAs. And the first one we're going to be doing today is from Railway City, which is in the Railway City, St. Thomas, Ontario, just south of where we are in London. The beer we're going to be drinking is called the Juice Caboose, and it's a juicy IPA at 6.8% ABV and with an IBU of 48, so it's pretty hoppy.
And it's got a very colorful can.
It has a very colorful can. That was my nickname in college.
It's still your nickname. You're not feeling it anyway.
That's funny because you think I went to college.
You can't spell college. There's a D in there, right? There was.
So we look at the color of the Juice Caboose, and it's hazy, but it's not that hazy. Like, you get a lot of these hazy IPAs, and they look like a pulpy orange juice almost. This one's translucent. You can see through it, not a lot of bubbles. But yeah, you can
like
really get those hops out of it.
Yeah. There's lots of the pith, but it's not overpowering. The pithy taste like you get in a grapefruit, but it's not super smack you in the face.
You know, when before I started drinking craft beer, and I would just have the occasional Coors Light. I know. I would smell a beer like this, and to me the hops always smelled a little like a cat's litter box. And it's funny how over time you gotta love a cat to have one, right?
All of your taste buds have gone nowhere.
But as I started to get more and more into beers, I started to really crave that hoppy flavor. And you're getting those bright flavored hops. Now, if you've never heard of St. Thomas, and that would be the overwhelming majority of the planet, St. Thomas, Ontario is where Barnum and Bailey brought their circus a long time ago, and they had an elephant named Jumbo. And
Not Dumbo, not the one with the big ears.
not the one with the big ears, nor you when you were in elementary school, and that's what they called you because you had big ears.
It's true.
But Jumbo the elephant wandered across the train tracks and was struck and killed. And as you enter St. Thomas from the west side, there's this beautiful sculpture, it's gotta be 15 feet tall, of Jumbo the elephant. And it's a tourist attraction, people go up, kids climb all over it, it's a lot of fun to see. But yeah, that's what the town's renowned for.
Yeah.
And apparently now for decent beer.
Yeah. All right, so the next one we're going to look at is the Juice Boss. And I can't remember what version this is. This might be version 3 or 4. It's from Sons of Kent in Chatham, Kent, which is just a little bit west of London towards Windsor. Beautiful brewery.
I swear they don't make a bad beer. Like, everything they release is amazing. Well, maybe that's because that's all they release.
It's excellent.
Yeah.
Really great stuff.
Really good beer.
Good, excellent food there. Nice people. They have, I play there with a band called Superfly. We play there.
What do you play?
I play trombone.
Do you do it well?
I do okay. You know.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Go with cheers.
See, so that one you can't see through it all. The other one was a lot clearer color. This one, it's almost opaque.
Yeah. This one's it's got that good hazy kind of look to it. There isn't any clarity at all. It's really.
It's like those foggy days when you look at your neighbor's house and you can see that, but the people across the street they disappear.
Like a foggy day in London town.
Oh, a foggy day. I love the 8 people on the plane. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's got a little more sweetness to it than the other one. So Juice Caboose was a little sour. No, not sour. That's the wrong word, but it was bitter. And this one's got a little more sweetness to even out that bitterness. It's got a nice front of the tongue kind of flavor.
Not super acidic. The finish is really smooth. And this one, the Juice Box name, it lives up to it. This thing you could just drink like juice. It's just excellent.
Yeah. Don't you love how when it comes to beer, there's what, like 5 ingredients? Hops, barley, oats, water, more hops, another additional.
Is there
thing of
salt?
hops.
Is there any salt in there?
No salt in this.
There's no salt in this one.
No, it's not terribly bubbly.
It's not salty.
But I love that beer can have so many different flavors with just those 3 or 4 or 5 ingredients. It's so nice to have.
And one of those ingredients is actually growing right above us and behind us.
So this beer is 6.9% ABV, and it says asterisk, straw not included. So they're really kind of building on that juice box side
They're
of it.
funny.
It's even a little straw on there.
They always have between 8 and 12 beers on tap, and it is fantastic.
I just remembered that first time that we went. And we went in there,
Yeah,
and we go up
that's
to
right.
the bar, and the deal whenever we would go on a brewery tour is we would order everything they had in a sample glass this size, because we don't want to drink a lot of beer, we just want to taste a lot of different beers. And so we go in there and we sit down, we've got them all lined up in front of us, and the hostess comes over and says to us,
Yeah.
pardon me, gents, and she said gents, so we were in trouble. She said, pardon me, gents, but this lady here doesn't have anybody to sit with. Do you mind if she sits with you?
And we were the only 3 people in the bar,
Yeah.
because it was like a Wednesday on a 2 o'clock or something.
In like July.
Yeah.
So this lady comes and sits by us, and she's gorgeous, and she's young, and we start talking to her.
She wasn't that good looking.
She wasn't not that good looking. I was drinking more than you, but nonetheless.
Okay, I mean, that's true. I was driving.
So she sidles up next to us. She's a classical dancer from Sweden, who was in
Let's say
town.
Sweden.
Let's say Sweden. She was in town to attend a wedding of one of her friends from university. And we got talking a little. She said, what do you do? We're both musicians. So she said, oh, my brother's a musician. And we
Yes.
said, well, that's great.
Great. What does he play?
What does he play? She said, well, he's a little unusual. So we take out our phones, and she says, look
She
for
says,
this guy.
yeah, he's got lots of hits on
Lots
YouTube.
of hits on YouTube. And so we turn it on, and he and his girlfriend are in the video in costumes. And she goes,
Fuck.
they've got a pickle in their hands.
A fucking gherkin.
A pickle.
A big pickle.
Well, I think a gherkin's a small pickle. And this was like a full-size pickle.
Okay, but
It was like a kosher pickle.
you'll understand why I said gherkin.
So he's standing there, and he's got an electrode and a pickle. And the woman goes, I feel gurk. And he puts in this electrode to play wrong notes for the song I Feel Good, James Brown.
Through the saltiness of the gherkin.
Yeah.
And so
And they played it.
she sings it like Yoko Ono sang it, or would sing it. It's horrible.
Oh, it's so bad.
And then he can't play it at all, but he's playing this gherkin. It was something staggering of hits on this thing.
So hold on a second. So there we are, and we're driving away, and we're laughing because this girl thought her brother was such a great musician. And Seth's like, I just can't believe that she thinks he's this good. And I said, hey, Seth. He's like, yeah, okay. So, Seth, if you combine all the hits you have on all of your videos on YouTube, what would it add up to? And he's like, shut up. Because this guy had like 150,000 views for this pickle video where he's stabbing a pickle.
150,000.
And we've gone to university for how many decades of training and nope, nowhere near. But he stabs a pickle and this guy makes mint. So cheers to you, buddy. You figured out the system.
Fuck you, gherkin. That was shit. We're going to be trying the Lake of Bays Brewing Hazy IPA. It is called Off the Grid.
Actually, technically not an India Pale Ale. It's just a pale ale.
It is a
So do you
pale
know the
ale.
origins of the India Pale Ale, or should we save that for another episode?
I think we should save that for another episode because I don't want to hear it. Maybe on an episode where you're just by yourself. Anyway, so this one,
So every other day.
every other day. So this one, it's Lake of Bays. It's a beautiful little brewery up north of Huntsville and that kind of area. It's a little bit off the beaten path. Went there a number of years ago when I was on a tour with my buddies Byron and Ray.
What kind of music were you playing?
I think it was an Elvis show.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, this one I have not had yet.
Not a lot of bubbles. And again, this is more translucent than it is opaque. It's not as juicy as the last one. This is just a hazy ale. Oh, it's a bit of a dank nose, but not bad. Not like the first one we had.
Yeah, it's interesting that they're calling it a hazy because I wouldn't say that it is super hazy.
Well, I mean, if you look at our opening credits, there's no haze in that at all. But this one has a little bit of haze to it.
I don't know if it's haze or if it's just frost from a hot day. But
Right, and that's kind of an indicator to you. If it looks like it's just got a little frost on the glass, wipe it.
Well,
And then if
I
you
did-
wipe it and it
I-
still looks
I-
like it has frost, Chances are it doesn't have frost on the outside.
don't
It's on the inside. It's called haze.
Who hires this fucking guy?
Your mother. Twice weekly. Oh, I'm
my
just kidding.
God.
His mother's a saint. I absolutely love her. I am so sorry, ma'am. I'll be a better boy from now on.
It's okay. No, he won't. Anyway, so this, I mean, I wouldn't call this a hazy. I would call this just a regular sort of pale ale.
It's got a bit of a nutty finish to it, which is kind of interesting because you don't usually get that sort of finish on things. Well, you do on some things, pardon me. But on this one,
You don't get a nut
I'm
finish?
surprised that there's a little bit of a nuttier finish on the end of it. Usually that's more associated with the brown. You're refilling? We don't refill, we're just here to taste. What the hell is that?
I'm tasting in quantity. I probably wouldn't have any much more of this one. It's okay, but I'm not. There's nothing that screams this is a great beer. Thanks for watching the Rural Juror Brewery tour.
Well said.
Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe just down below.
And we'll see you next time. Take care.
Salut. So this is the Lake of Bays Hazy Pale Ale. It's called Off the Grid Hazy Pale Ale. Really nice can.
Nice
That's
cans.
what she said.
Oh,
No, it's just one. Just one, Jake.
that's
One.
weird.
Yes, it is. That's what your mom said.
My mother's a saint. You don't get to talk about my mom like that. I'm out. Tear off this microphone that I'm not using.
And the dog barks.
Yes, they would.
Yes.
Yes, and.
Oh. Oh.
That's going in the final.
That was juicy.